I get high, I get low, there's nothing else.
Hey, we are back with our first guest of this day on the 10th Brooklyn edition. Rew Who, welcome, Cornelia.
10th anniversary.
Well, 10th month, yes. Speak close.
Thank you for having me.
Well, maybe switch with me. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
better.
Now I got it.
So, Cornelia Jensen, you do amazing artwork. And you do all sorts of artwork, not just like prints or anything. You do installations and
I cannot commit
to what?
to any one thing. I have to just
you're
dabble
diverse.
in everything.
Well, that's good.
That's a true
good.
artist.
Yeah. So like that, but in a.
Well, people say, oh, you have to have one style and do one thing, but I'm not going to.
Thank you. I know
I
exactly.
don't care what they say.
Good. And how long have you been doing this art?
My whole life.
Yeah, like were you the little kid that doodled a lot?
They were, when I was, by the time I was 4, they were like, she's an artist, she's going to be an artist. And then I knew, great, I'm going to be poor the rest of my life. And so I was prepared, and I'm used to it.
Well,
It's
let
not
me
a big
tell
deal.
you.
You fell in love with it. It's the problem.
It's just who I was. And,
That's a good thing.
kids today, they don't know what they're missing.
Exactly. Well, I just got a fortune cookie this week, and I was amazed at what it said. But the fortune said, poverty is not disgrace.
It's not disgrace.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Isn't
You
that
have to remember that.
I know. It was just, I was shocked.
Well, think about.
I was so shocked that he told me that, and I remember it. There's very
other
few I
countries.
remember.
Yeah, in other countries, the sages, the revered sages, have vows of poverty and are beggars. But not in this country.
Well, this country we strive for the
This
money.
country, they come on a train and sing to you.
Well, sometimes they are profound, I have to say. Occasionally, usually just annoying though.
Oh,
no
beggars.
offense.
The guy on the train
I'm not
today
the
was
big-
actually a good singer, though. He was an old dude. He was singing.
Oh, if someone's good, you give them money.
Yeah. So back to your art. Where are you showing it these days?
Currently, I have a show up till the end of the month at Jacobetti Paul Gallery in Dumbo
Nice.
at 111 Front Street, where there's a whole bunch of little galleries there.
Now say that name of that gallery again,
One more
because
time,
that
slower.
is like Jabberwocky.
Jacobetti Paul. Think of Giacometti, the artist Giacometti. Just take the M and turn it into a B, and that's Jacobetti.
Jacobetti.
And what's the address one more time?
111. That's 111.
I
Front
like that.
Street.
111.
Nice.
Front
That's a lucky
Street.
number.
That's a good
powerful
number.
number.
It
right,
is
right?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And there's other galleries there too. So
So how many pieces do you have up there?
I have 6 wall pieces, 1 chandelier, and 1 big installation.
Wow.
Neat.
And what is the installation of?
It's all, again, I couldn't commit because I do painting, I do mixed media, I do all different things. But this is all styrofoam and light.
Oh, neat.
Is it
So
in
it's-
different
So does it
colors?
look kind of like rocks and
All
things?
white.
Or kind of
It's
stone
found,
or-
well, I use a lot of found objects, so it's all found styrofoam, packing material. You see it on the street, people get a stereo or a ceiling fan, they just don't know what to do with the styrofoam, it's not recyclable, it's
So
designed to be
this-
garbage.
The styrofoam is kind of, in a way, dictating
Yes.
a little bit what that shape is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Although we
I
don't
don't
know
carve it.
ultimately what the shape is going to be until you're finished, right? But
I don't carve it at all, it's all
you just work with the
work with what
live
it is.
things.
Live
Oh.
things.
That's
So
awesome.
then, does that mean do you do any kind of coloring, or do you let whatever colors things are? Those are the colors. That's
It's all white, and the only other color I use is fake green grass of various types, including
Oh.
sushi grass, the kind that comes
yeah,
in
yeah, those little plastic
So-
things.
what color is sushi grass?
Green.
Green.
So,
Oh.
and
It's
what-
white and green.
and what
so
is
white
the-
and green. Okay, now I'm getting a clear idea. I can't see it all, but I used to be able to see. So I'm trying to get a perspective of.
So you remember
visual.
all of it?
It's all
Well, Johnny, do you remember all of it?
Yeah, I remember what art looked like and what something good looked like
Yeah. And when did you lose your vision?
at 17.
Hmm.
So,
you can't see it all, or you can see.
but now I see like
some
three.
light.
Now I see 3-dimensional colors and in different shades and different patterns inside my head, but I can't see the real world anymore. But I remember what it looks like. So by you describing your art,
You can
I can
visualize it.
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting kind of a
All
concept.
right, I want to know what the chandelier looks like.
Yeah, what's
I
that?
love chandeliers. I'm like a chandelier.
Well, I love
freak.
doing lighting design, and I actually work at a lighting company making lights for them
Oh.
too. But this, it's styrofoam like everything else in the show.
Oh, so the whole show theme is
All
styrofoam and green.
Well, mostly white with like green
touches of
accents,
right,
accessorized.
right.
Oh.
Now, do you even use like the fake green that they use in like supermarkets, like in the?
I was tempted to get some, but that stuff's not cheap. Most of the materials I use are found materials
Right.
and leftovers from
Right,
jobs.
right,
Like all
right.
the paint I use for my paintings is all leftover from jobs.
So you're a recycler.
I'm a recycler. I've been a
That's
recycler
great.
since I was 4 years old when I became
So do
who I
you
am.
believe? Do you
I like
believe
that.
that
Green.
that recycling actually happens? Because I used to know someone that worked for
I
the
don't
EPA, right?
Environmental Protection
Yeah,
Agency,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Right.
she used to tell me, because I used to say, like, I feel so bad when I don't recycle something, and she's like, don't, because it's a lot of farce. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
goes to the same dump,
I
and
don't
it
know
broke
what
my
they do.
heart. I know, because
it kills me.
me too. That hurts my feelings badly when
But
I don't recycle.
They do have these big machines that can literally take a bus apart and divide up the plastics and the metals and things like that.
They
so
can
they gotta be
recycle.
doing
Actually,
recycling.
Some people
When
do.
it comes to
If it's
metal,
profitable, they'll do it.
when it comes to metal, I think it's profitable, so it's probably more often.
Yeah.
But with plastic, I don't know.
Yeah, they just build Staten Island and make it bigger, which is fine. That is a good thing. I have no problem with landfill.
But have you heard of the plastic island in the North Sea?
Tell me.
Oh, I've heard it from several different sources, and not just some chick who's like, "Did you hear about it?" It's like
Right.
on the news or on some
It's an
NPR.
entire
or whatever. I've heard of
island.
it on NPR too. It's all the plastic that just floats into the air and floats into the water. Because of the currents of the ocean, it gets drawn up to the North Sea and it's all congealing into an island that's
So it's organic,
it's plastic.
But
it's
it-
from
but
our
it-
garbage.
but it happened by itself.
Yeah, naturally
It's
it's
a
all
blowover.
being pulled
Right.
to one place.
Well-
but this plastic island is like, last time I heard it was like 3 times the size of Texas, but it's growing.
Oh my
Have you
goodness.
heard-
That's big.
Have
So
you
are
heard
people
about
going to
the
go
entire-
buy it and land on
I
it?
don't know, but there is a guy
You
who
could
built
film
an
it.
island down in some lagoon in Mexico. He collected plastic water bottles and soda bottles and put the caps on and strung them all together so they made a big float. And he started putting soil on it and turned it into an island.
That's awesome.
And he has plants on it and animals and it's growing. And
That's
he's making
awesome.
it bigger. Now
That's
Mexico is
awesome.
trying to tax him, saying it's
That's
Mexican
Wow.
land. you know?
Wow.
That's amazing.
So today
I've
I
seen
heard
pictures of that.
I heard the war ended today in Iraq. Have you heard
Yeah,
about that?
All
that's
week.
an bomb.
All week it's been ending.
Bring him
Do you,
home.
do you think it's real? Like, do you think the war was real to begin with? What's your take
Yeah, I
on
think
this?
I think it was real. I don't think the reasons were real.
Right.
That it was started.
So do you think it's really over? Like, does it just
Well,
does it just
it's
end like it
trans-
begins?
I think it's transforming into. I mean, of course, they still have money interests over there, like
Right.
Halliburton and all that, building the infrastructure. So there's still people who are going to have their finger in Iraq.
So do you ever do
forever.
art related to stuff like that?
Politics?
Yeah,
Not generally.
right. Where does your inspiration come from?
It's mostly nature and recycling. And actually mixing, because I do a lot of mixed media assemblage with found objects. And for years I wanted to incorporate man-made objects and natural objects, and it was very difficult, but I finally am doing it where I'm happy with the results.
That's awesome. Now you
Right.
also do painting though. Like, can you
Yes.
do a perfect portrait?
Yes.
You can. That's what I love about abstract.
But I don't like to do I don't
No,
like
but that's my point. When people go to museums and see abstract art and say,
I
"Oh, I
could do
could do
that."
that," I always know that everyone who does that is able to do like a perfect portrait. Like, you're a gifted artist to
You
be
gotta
able
know
to
the
break the
angles.
rules. It's like,
you do what you're sort of compelled to do. And
but you are an artist.
yeah, I could do very lifelike renderings.
Did you ever do
Things.
them?
Oh yeah.
Like in school? Did you?
Oh,
Were you
yeah.
an art student?
Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
Well, I studied art all through school and courses outside of school when I was young. And then I went to college and I was going to be an art major, but I didn't really like the art department there, so I ended up being a philosophy major instead. But
Which
I always
is connected.
did art.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Philosopher, artist.
When else do you get a chance to study philosophy?
Which
you
is
know?
a wonderful thing. Yeah.
How do you feel about watercolors? When I was a kid, I loved watercolors.
Watercolors are very difficult. My dad was a watercolorist and then switched a little bit, but it's very difficult medium.
Oh, so it runs in your family.
Oh, yeah.
Anything on
Ah.
paper mache? That's usually my
When I
favorite.
was younger, I did paper mache.
Oh, you think that's too childish? Because that was my favorite when I was a kid.
No, it's
I don't think anything art is
it's
childish.
good for costumes because it's lightweight and
Oh.
it's biodegradable.
Oh, true. You can
Okay.
make like a Klingon's head or something.
Yeah. I did
Paint
paintbrush
it.
Like I made a Darth Vader mask, a
Oh.
Snoopy mask,
Oh.
full on. When I was
Okay.
a kid. I was a total nerd.
We always made our own costumes because my parents couldn't afford to buy us any. Go find some old clothes and be a bum.
I just thought it was fun to make things.
It is fun. So, what else? I'm just curious to know because I know that the print that we showed and we'll show it again. You have a whole series of colorful things as well. So
Well,
you're
that was a commercial job because if you look at my website,
right?
it's still too ambiguous for my taste, and my website's a sore point, so I don't want to taste too much about it.
But do you want to tell your website for people to find
yeah,
you?
it's basically my name,
Right.
CorneliaJensen.com.
You have such a classy name.
Thank you.
You do. Where are you from? Born?
I was born in New Jersey, actually, but I grew up in Westchester.
Okay.
And then but then I lived in San Francisco for 15 years. And I came back, so
Cornelia
Yeah, that's
I'm
Jensen.
Californian and New Yorker at the same time.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's a coastal person.
Yes, bye.
Bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal.
That's cool. So it's Cornelia Jensen. I mean, it's such a cool name. I mean, don't
Well,
you
when
love
you're
your
an
name?
adult, it's a cool name. When you're a child, it's not a cool name.
Yeah, it's like from the Shirley Temple movie, right?
Yeah.
Cornelia.
First day of class every year, they'd read the roster and they'd say my name, and everyone would be point at me and laugh, you know. And that was it. And that was it. That was my life for the rest of the
So,
year.
well, then that's a great
So mean.
segue. We always like to share a skeleton from your closet. So do you have any skeletons
especially
from
being
your
an artist.
closet?
There's so many. I don't
Just
remember.
one good one. It is
And
national.
I don't think anything's sacred. I tell.
That's fine. It doesn't have to be sacred. But today is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. So we have chocolate covered anythings here. And
I would love to eat them. I don't eat sugar, though. I'm allergic to sugar because it makes me break out.
When sugar is not good for you.
It's not.
But yeah, it's not like I'm allergic to wheat or dairy, which would be a huge bummer.
Well,
I-
the
I had
trend
one.
these days.
You know,
Go ahead.
cutting out sugar is like not cutting out a food group. It's cutting out something that's not
Right.
very healthy.
That's wonderful.
Back to your skeleton. We'll
Yeah.
find something
Back to the
else
skeleton.
unsugary for
She
you.
used to eat tons of sugar as a kid. That's
I-
her skeleton. Oh.
Not as a kid, but as like college age and 20s, I ate lots of sugar.
Yeah, lots of Cokes.
No, not
Coke
so.
for
It's like
breakfast.
more like cookies.
Cookies.
What's your favorite cookie?
There are these cookies in San Francisco made by this company called the Muffin Company or something like that.
Mm.
And you know, San Francisco has amazing baked goods. Just they blow away. I mean, New York has like everything. But San
Perfect for
Francisco has the
Christmas,
better,
people.
Like, vegan
Don't-
baked goods.
Pay attention to this segment. Good for the holidays.
Always.
So skeleton in your
Skeletons.
closet, my friend. We're not going to let you get off on this.
Skeletons.
She
Some
used to-
juicy story of a
Throw
Cornelia.
out some subject matter to
Yeah, something good
jar
for the
my memory
holidays.
because holidays.
Yeah, some holiday horror.
Did you ever drink too much eggnog?
Well, I make the best eggnog in the world.
Oh, do you?
Mm.
Are you going to have it tomorrow night?
Well, I'm debating about whether I'm going to make it at Kate's party.
Yeah, Kate. We love you, Kate
Uh-huh.
Parati.
We love you,
It's
Kate.
because of Kate Parati that
Coming over to your house
Cornelia-
right after this to help.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to tell everyone to come over to your house, actually.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
eggnog is, and I have to say, like most people think of eggnog and it's like pancake batter, and it's like no, real eggnog is like completely different. Animal.
Do you drink your eggnog?
Oh yeah, and you get
So you don't
Do
put
you?
sugar in
You
it?
get buzz
I
off
put
that?
honey in it.
Oh,
Ooh.
good.
And
Yum.
so the honey
And
it's
the rum.
Also, it's also a lot of people use brandy or rum. No,
Whiskey.
bourbon.
Oh,
Ooh.
Bourbon with a tiny bit of rum.
Because
like an
bourbon's
ounce.
really smooth.
But something about the flavor of
Like
the
Jim
honey
Beam or something.
and the eggs and the cream and the bourbon, they like
You
really-
use real eggs?
Eggs
Yeah.
and bourbon.
Eggs
Eggnog
eggs
and bourbon.
cream and bourbon.
And you
Do
mix
you
the
use
eggs
raw
get mixed up
eggs?
though, right?
Yes.
That-
And you drink raw eggs?
We get, must not taste like raw
No,
eggs.
but everyone, I know, when you
Mixed up,
mention the word
right?
eggnog, everyone's like, ew, no thanks. But you know what?
It's good.
Everyone loves my eggnog. Even the
Okay.
vegans have drunk my eggnog.
Did they know there were
Perfect.
eggs
Oh
were in
yeah,
it?
it's dairy, it's egg, it's totally non-vegan.
Wow.
Even honey is technically
Yeah,
not vegan.
I know vegans
Well,
that
honey's
say I
supposed to be
eat honey.
healthier than sugar, so
You can eat honey.
I eat anything that's not sugar cane.
it's medicinal.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Agave, honey.
So I'll eat a
Dessert.
chocolate in your honor.
So you're very
That was your
21.
skeleton.
Ah, you eat a chocolate.
Because that was a skeleton. Because that was her skeleton.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
To you.
So Cornelia,
That she may take
any shout outs, anything people should know about you specifically, about your art and the things you want to do in the next year?
Well, I will say I just want to clear up one thing. First,
Okay.
when you pulled up that image from my website, and I
Yes.
was going to say
Yes.
my website's actually divided into, although it may be too ambiguous, commercial art and fine art. And I sort of regret even putting my commercial art up. I put it up for work, like a work portfolio. But the people who hire me for commercial art don't even look at my website. It's all word of mouth, or they've worked with me before. They don't care about that. And then all the other people who I'd rather see my fine art or talk about my fine art are all like, I love the sushi sculpture. You know, something that was something I didn't design that I don't care about.
Right.
It's just
Like I put the wrong picture.
it's commercial art. It has nothing to do with me. It's just something I painted for
Put your
somebody.
commercial
got it.
stuff
It wasn't even my design.
Put your commercial stuff last.
I'm thinking
so
I
that's the
might
last
just
thing
get rid
you'll
of it
see.
altogether. Just take it away.
Because if you don't need it on there.
And I'm
then-
doing less and less commercial art anyway, which is good because commercial art is very toxic.
Because poverty is not disgrace.
Poverty is a disgrace.
There you
Aha, back to our theme.
Exactly. So
During the
screw
holidays.
commercial art.
Yes.
Remember that.
And you know what? I wanted to say, you were talking earlier about Colonel Sanders
Yes.
approaching
Today.
1,001 people.
He is the
That is
angel
so
in the
inspiring.
room.
I never.
I
in my
heard
life
that
imagined
somewhere.
I would be inspired by Colonel Sanders.
I know, but I heard it somewhere that he is one of the people that was a pioneer.
Just don't
of
give
don't
up.
give
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A fast
And it
food.
happened to him. He was like, I think, not a young man when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, his-
Look at the
His
picture.
image is an old man.
Exactly.
Took him
Exactly.
that long.
Yeah. He had this recipe, and he was determined, and
Hope
he
he
kept
lived to
knocking.
see his
He
day,
did. He
you know.
lived until 90.
Yeah.
Good. Good. for
Yeah,
him.
he knew what was going on. I like Colonel Sanders. Might not
A
eat
colonel.
his chicken, but
Yeah, I don't like the chicken,
Yeah,
but
that's-
But I
admire
like the man, exactly.
I
So
admire the
to you, Colonel, and Cornelia, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I'll
you for
probably
having me.
see you tomorrow night.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will.
So we'll
Okay.
be back with the
And you're
tip.
gonna drink the
Holidays. Happy
eggnog
holidays.
too.
I don't know about that. But
Yeah,
we'll find out.
yeah. Get Rew
Taste
drunk
it.
on eggnog. That'll be awesome.
Everyone gets drunk because you can't stop drinking it.
We'll be back on
Rew Who.
Yeah, BK.
You must be an